So Cheyenne's raking a spot for our wood pile for next year. The house is all the way down there, but we don't have the wood stove in yet. We're running off pure diesel heat this season because we're only here part-time whenever we're not working. But when we're here full-time next year, we're gonna want wood for the stove to heat the house. What was I gonna say? I can't remember. Oh, we're gonna have a really tiny stove because if you see the house, it's 12 foot by 12 foot. I have a Vever diesel heater that you literally run on its lowest setting. And last night it was 19 degrees. It stayed exactly the same temperature at the lowest heat setting. I used half a gallon of diesel for like 10 hours. And in the middle of the day, like right now it's off, it'll like gain a degree every 5 minutes at the lowest setting. So the wood stove is gonna be plenty. It doesn't need to be big. Let's go grab some wood. So as we've cleared stuff, like over there is supposed to be where my shop's gonna go eventually. There's a big pile of wood. There's a pile of wood over here. There's some over there. There's a bunch of them over here. I can't go around the dirt bike this way. As we cleared for roads or buildings, we made these piles of wood. So now we're finally getting to pick them up and turn them into firewood. We cleared in the middle of summer, so I didn't really want to work on firewood then. Let's start with this piece because it has the least amount of snow on it. I'm gonna lie and say it's not even heavy. It doesn't even weigh anything. So funny enough, the firebox on our new stove is gonna be like 10 inches wide, so I'm cutting hilariously tiny pieces. Oh, is the glare really bad?
Yeah.
Where we used to live, where we rented, I think I could put like 28-inch pieces in, so, you know, I cut this into 3 pieces maybe. I'm gonna cut this into like 9. So for all this little stuff, you really don't even need like a maul to split it. So let's see if I can split this stuff with the little 22-ounce hatchet. Yeah, it's been drying for 6 months, so it's very splittable, which is nice, because there's nothing better than just blowing wood apart. Wow, this splits really good, especially for hardwood. Those are nice little chunks for that little stove. I feel like the maul would be overkill. By the way, if you, what I'm speaking of. Let's see. It's actually worse. They're not big enough to need it. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went right between my legs.
It blew right past you. Yeah, these are nice like overnighter chunks when they dry. This stuff will split really good tomorrow. All right, here's our sawdust pile now. Here's our wood pile. We're gonna get to work while we still got a little bit of sun left in the sky. I'm starting with the closest pile because why would I not? Maybe this would be enough wood to get us through a whole season. And I can get another wagon for the dune buggy like I used to have. And then I can haul all the stuff over here that's really far away. Also, we're just getting started here, so this is the only area that I cut stumps low enough to drive on. Everything else still has big stumps sticking up. So that's why everything's cluttered right here. I'm not a big fan of sharpening the chain on my chainsaw. It's not fun. So I try to keep it away from the ground. All right, that's what we have chopped. This is what's left of this pile. It is all gone. That is one pile cut up. Mostly small stuff. It's getting close to dinner time. Sun's pretty much down. I know it's getting late because Shai's turning the lights on. She usually just leaves them off all day. Get enough light through the windows. All right, it is dark. Man, you can't see anything. Big pile of wood. We'll check it in the morning. Gonna go shut off the generator. It's been charging our battery bank up since we're not on solar just yet. Alright, generator's all covered up. That cord under there. Must have gotten cold. The diesel heater's running. Let's just see what the battery's at now. It's nice and toasty in here. Let's see. About 40%, 30% actually left. So we've used 70% in 24 hours. And the battery went up to 91% from 60-ish, 70-ish. In a couple hours we chopped wood. Well, good morning, guys. It is nice and cold out again. The ground is quite frozen. The house is nice and warm. I got a nice hot cup of coffee to keep me going. This is what we're going to split this morning. Decent little bit for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of cutting. Not bad. It's definitely not going to fall off at some point. It's totally going to stay there. I got really lucky and let this wood sit just long enough that all the bark flies off when I split it. So a lot of the wood that we're splitting and stacking doesn't have bark on it. I mean, it's about a 50-50 ratio. Well, we are out of time here this week. It's time to pack up and head back to normal life for a few days. This is what I got left that I didn't get done. We got this nice leaning pile. With the little stove, whatever you chop looks less impressive because these are roughly 8 inches long. So I have way more pieces to chop than when they're 20 inches long for like a fireplace. But this is probably almost a year's worth in about 6 hours. So that's not a bad deal at all. This is always the saddest part of my week when the house is packed up and we're leaving.